Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Magic. There was something different in the air that afternoon in Seoul. Just a short video. Jungkook walking alone down the sidewalk, wearing a loose jacket, wide pants, a black cap that covered part of his face, and a black bag slung over his back. No professional cameras, no bright lights, only the soft glow of the city as dusk began to fall. But the world didn't treat him like anyone. Within minutes, the video spread across the internet. TikTok, X, Weibo, all flooded with comments and speculation. But what caught everyone's attention wasn't just Jungkook. It was someone whose name always seemed to appear alongside his Jimin. Yes, every time the world talks about Jungkook, Jimin's shadow is always there. And among thousands of comments, one familiar question always returns. Is Jikook real? Today, we're not here to talk about gossip. We're here to talk about something deeper, about connection, about understanding, and about two people who somehow made the world believe again in a kind of love that doesn't need to be spoken aloud. This is the story of Jimin and Jungkook. This is the kind of magic that can't be faked. Welcome to Jikook Magic. That question somehow always comes back. For those who've followed BTS since the beginning, Jimin and Jungkook's closeness isn't new. There are countless archives, videos, interviews, behind-the-scenes moments that show something too natural to be called fan service. Jimin, with his gentle gaze, often watches Jungkook during rehearsals or concerts. Jungkook, on the other hand, is often seen protecting Jimin without needing to be asked. A brief handhold, a spontaneous glance, or a small laugh that appears unscripted. All these moments build a story that never seems to end. But after years of rumors and speculation, some people grew tired. Some gave up believing in anything. Some distanced themselves from the noise of the fandom. Yet, surprisingly, those who claim they don't believe anymore are still the ones showing up on every post, leaving the same comments. Jikook isn't real. They're just friends. If they were truly together, they would have said so. And so the question arises, if you no longer believe, why are you still looking? Beneath all the theories and debates, one thing should never be forgotten. Jimin and Jungkook owe nothing to anyone. They never promised to explain their relationship. They never asked people to believe or to stop believing. They never confirmed, but they never denied either. They've simply been themselves. Two young artists growing up under immense pressure, finding a way to stay human within a system that rarely leaves room for genuine intimacy. And maybe that's where their magic lies. They don't have to say anything. The world can feel it. Smiles too sincere to be staged. Movements too in sync to be rehearsed. Silences that feel warm rather than empty. These are things that can't be fabricated. If someday it all turns out to be just friendship, then so be it. They've never deceived anyone, because they never promised anything. It is we who interpret, who hope, who believe, because we want to believe in something beautiful in a world too cynical for simple love. For many, the allure of Jikook isn't about whether they are really together, but about the energy they radiate, the contagious warmth, the quiet respect, and the way they seem to understand each other without words. In the modern entertainment industry, where even affection often has to be performed, such a connection feels rare. Jikook represents something purer, a human connection that doesn't rely on public confirmation. True love doesn't always need to be announced. Not everything without a label is unreal. Sometimes, what's most real is simply what can be felt, not explained. And if one day Jimin and Jungkook choose their own paths, that too won't be an ending. The beauty they've created together, through laughter, support, and shared moments on stage, will forever be part of the history they've written. While fandom rumors continue to swirl, Jimin's career has taken an increasingly impressive turn. Recently, Soap Central, an American entertainment outlet, highlighted the influence of manager and producer Jeremy Johnson on Jimin's journey, referring to him as the face of Dior, a title not given lightly. Jimin's appearance at Dior's fashion show in Paris became one of the brand's most defining moments. Dressed in a soft gray suit that moved like a living painting, he walked with confidence, every step balancing strength and grace. According to launch metrics, Jimin's solo Dior-related posts generated €7.6 million in earned media value (EMV), the highest among all fashion figures during 4 international fashion weeks. He ranked 6th globally and 2nd at Paris Fashion Week, surpassing names like Bella Hadid and Zendaya. That achievement isn't just a number. It's proof that Jimin has transcended the boundaries of an idol. He now stands at the intersection of art, fashion, and global culture. An artist whose presence is measured not only by appearance, but by emotion. Meanwhile, Jungkook continues to make history in the global music scene. His solo track, Please Don't Change, recently surpassed 200 million streams on Spotify, his 15th track from the Golden Album to reach that milestone, setting a new record for any K-pop solo artist. Released in November 2023, Golden wasn't just a commercial success. It received critical acclaim worldwide. Music critics from Rolling Stone to NME praised Jungkook's vocal versatility and his seamless transitions between pop, R&B, and electronic dance without losing his identity. His collaboration with DJ Snake on Please Don't Change showcased an artistic maturity, smooth vocals layered over an urban, globally flavored melody. The album now holds the record as the K-pop solo album with the most songs surpassing 200 million streams in Spotify history. That's more than just an industry milestone. It's an artistic statement. Behind the image of a global superstar, Jungkook remains an artist, growing, experimenting, and searching for honesty within his own music. Whether you believe Jungkook is real or not, one thing is undeniable. They've given something genuine to the world. They've made people smile, reflect, and rediscover the meaning of a human connection that can't be manufactured. In a world growing noisier by the day, where image often replaces authenticity, Jimin and Jungkook remain a breath of fresh air. A reminder that warmth doesn't need to be announced, affection doesn't need to be performed, and love doesn't always need a label to be real. Perhaps that's why their story never truly ends. Because what they radiate isn't gossip. It's an echo of something far greater, truth in human connection. Whether you believe Jungkook is real or not, one thing is undeniable. They have given something sincere to the world. They make us smile, think, and believe that genuine connection still exists, even in a world filled with artifice and flashing lights. True love doesn't always need to be announced. Not everything unlabeled is unreal. Sometimes, the truest things are those that can only be felt, not explained. And maybe that's why the story of Jimin and Jungkook never truly ends. Because what they show isn't just rumor. It's the echo of something larger. Honesty in human relationships. And in the end, maybe it's not about who is with whom, but about what we feel when we see two souls understand each other without words. Thank you for watching Jungkook Magic. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next heartfelt story. See you in the next episode, and remember, sometimes the magic of love doesn't need a declaration, just presence.